Greetings, this is Sloshworks and welcome to, I'm going to spell it, it's Terroir, Terroir. Now, bonsoir, it sounds like a French word. I'm assuming it's French. Terroir. Terroir? I'm going to call it Terroir. I'm just going to call it a winemaking tycoon game. How about that? Since I can say that. So this popped up the other day on Steam, and since we do beer o'clock with slosh and booze and all that kind of stuff, I thought this one would be a kind of interesting thing, and I quite like these little tycoon games, so I've played a little tiny bit just to get used to it last night, but let's just jump straight into it. We'll just jump straight into a new game. What shall we call our vineyard? We should call it Sloshes Grape. Sloshes Grape. Maximum 16 letters. Alright, let's call it Get Sloshed. We'll call it Get Sloshed. It seems like a good name for a winery. Let's create. Now, I can try and explain this as we go. We're not going to go very... Well, you can go fast down here, but we're not going to do that. I have no idea what this does yet. It appears to be locked. This one here will open up our chateau, where we can get our financial report. We can upgrade it once we have a little bit more money. You see you've got your total bottle storage, total barrel storage, total monthly cost. This one opens up our cellar manager, where we can manage our barrels and our bottles, which of course we have none. And this opens up the only thing we can do at the moment to maintain our vines, which is to trim our vine leaves. And I'll try and explain how that works in a second. So we have a plant tiled type of loam. It's adjacent to a lake and enjoys immunity from phylloxera, which I don't know what it is, for the first 50 years of the vine's life and reduced rate onwards. Now, when I was playing to test it, I did Cabernet Sauvignon. So I'm going to go with Chardonnay just for something different. It costs a little bit more per month. So basically you can buy these tiles. You do have a chance to re-roll them to try and get a different type of tile, but it does get more expensive every single time you do that. Now, as you can see here, they have optimal foliage at the moment, and you can see the ripeness of the grapes here. You want to harvest them between 7 and 4, I think it is. I think it's 7 and 4. So certain events, pardon me, it's really early in the morning. It's 5:30. So you can see here that it is optimal foliage, but I'm going to trim it because it's optimal foliage, and it's weather. Spring is weather. It's cloudy, and we want our ripeness to go up. You'll see how it kind of works in a minute. So it's going to come through with rain now, and I'm going to trim them again because I think when they go riper when it rains. Although it appears... Yep, so you're going to come and rain, or you're just going to be cloudy. So you'll watch, like, each month you'll see these go up or down. See, if you have heavy foliage and it rains, they actually get less ripe. So you've got to kind of balance that act. I know what's happened here. Vine is suffering from fungal rot, and its yield is decreased by 50% every month. I don't know how to stop the fungal rot. I'm sure that's something that's going to come later in the game, because as you do upgrade your chateau here, you can get more technologies and stuff, which is, I'm assuming that's what this is, but I haven't got far enough into it to unlock that yet. So we're up to 4. So we could effectively harvest it now, I think, but we have to wait until we actually get the option, because there has to be enough of it. So we're on 5 now. That's pretty... We definitely don't want to trim it. If we jump in here, it's not going to give us any options to do anything, but if we just wait here, there will be a thing that pops up here. Oh look! People are actually harvesting. So what we did get with our Chardonnay, we got 5 acidity, 6 sweetness, 5 tannins. Now, the introduction the tutorial did really explain tannins, but I've completely forgotten what they are, and 5 body. There's a combination of excellent weather and canopy management. This year's grapes were exceptional. This wine gets +1 to its final rating if its final rating is less than -3.5 stars. So we're done with that. That's going to keep growing basically forever, because we've got the vines planted. It's just a matter of time. Alright, now the first stage we are at here is crushing. Crush your freshly harvested grapes to create semi-solid grape juice known as must. You must crush your grapes. Different methods of crushing will lead to different effects on your wine's tannin levels and will take different amounts of time to complete. We don't have access to any of these other ones. We've only got this one, which is called crushing. Increases tannins by 2, takes 5 seconds per varietal to complete. A traditional form of crushing grapes is closely associated with the popular image of winemaking. It's all in the legwork. So this is the one that's done by feet. It's called pigage. Piggyage. I'm sure I said that wrong. So we see down here, we're crushing the grapes in progress. This is still just no foliage, so there's nothing happening there. Okay, so every month of fermentation decreases sweetness by 1. Wine, like all alcoholic drinks, needs to ferment. Your wine's sweetness will change depending on how long you ferment your wine. Perfection is only achieved through trial and error. Now, I'd kind of almost, I think, worked out where the Cabernet Sauvignon, I know I'm not saying that right, was to go, but we want to decrease it by, sweetness is at 6. Let's get it, so 1 month, we'll get it down to 5. 2 months, we'll get it down to 4. So we're going to do that. So we're going to let that ferment for 2 months in the barrels in our chateau. If you look in here, you'll be able to see. Oh, it's not in there yet because it's still fermenting. Never mind, I'm wrong. I did think that showed up there already. So there's no way we can buy any of these other blocks yet. Or we won't even have enough money to bottle our own wine. So there are different types of tiles that you can actually have. Oh, look, it even says what it's ideal for. So, clay is ideal for Merlot and Pinot Noir. Now, that means you can grow the grapes for that there, but you can't grow anything else. So, you are kind of limited to what you can pick. So, loam is ideal for Cabernets. So, that's why we have those choices. Okay, that's cool. I've learned something just like you guys. Alright. For every 10% of pressed juice, your acidity increases by 1. Before your wine can be aged, you need to press the must to obtain the fermented juices. Use the slider to determine the ratio between pressed and free-run juice. More pressed juice means higher acidity, so we could do this. 100% pressed juice will get massive acidity. But, I mean, our acidity is not that high. So if we went... I'm not sure. Look, let's do 30 and 70 for this one, just because I don't really know what I'm doing with this type of wine whatsoever. So at the moment, we've got to the aging section. So aging softens a wine's tannins and acidity, giving it a smoother, more balanced taste over time. Some storage methods have a chance of imparting different flavors to your wine. So experimenting with each could lead to some interesting results. I would love to see a craft beer version of this game. So we've got 8 acidity. So we've got different types of barrels, but we can only use common French oak at the moment. By the way, this game is in early access, so everything is, you know, subject to change over time. So this decreases acidity by 1 and tannins by 2 for every month. So if we can get our acidity down to about 4... Oh, we don't want to get our tannins down too much though. So let's do 3 months. Yeah, so we'll go for 3 months. But that means that's something we actually have to watch. Because if you look in here now, you'll see the barrels and you'll see how many months old it is, when it was made, what kind of barrel it's in. When you've got to choose when you're ready to bottle. So we're going to let things go. And I mean, I would love to be able to buy some more land. But I mean, that's going to cost 20,000. We've only got 9,000. That's going to cost 75. The good thing about the lake is, I guess that... I mean, we could re-roll that, but we don't really have any money. And that seems to be the big problem is... I don't know, it's a really slow start of a game. That's all I've noticed, it's a really slow start. I think, by the way, when you open up these menus, the game does pause because nothing seems to be happening outside, so... So it's 1 month old. I'm going to let it get one more. So we've got, that's January. We're going to check it in February. So let's have a look. We've got the acidity down to 6. Ooh, I can't believe it's not butter. Buttery flavor grants plus 10% to your wine's price. I'm bottling it. We're just going to call it Get Sloshed. Is Chardonnay white? I think it is. So we go white, we'll go cork. Cork costs more, as you can see. $3 to $5, so it's going to be a $3,000 bottling cost. But we're going to call it Get Sloshed Chardonnay. Can we give it? Let's Get Sloshed #1 Chardonnay 2017. So we're going to jump straight into that, and then we'll click over to bottles. And we're going to organize a tasting. Now, these are weird because if you use the mouse thing, it goes really slow. But if you get the mouse button and go up and down, it goes really fast. So we need to pick 3 of the wine reviewers. So this is a wine tasting. If the most uppity wine reviewer says it's great, then surely it must be. Invite wine reviewers to a tasting session to obtain a star rating for your wine. Your rating will affect your wine's suggested retail price. So we've got Boris Meow. So he's cat. Fern Bosch. And El Scorchito. I really like him. So let's see how we did okay. The verdict is in. The reviewers invited to the wine tasting have written their reviews. Good or bad, the word is out now. And the price of your wine has now been determined by the words of a few, albeit powerful critics. So Boris Meow Catman said 4, Fern Bosch said 4, and El Scorchito said 4. Perfect for a meal enjoyed al fresco on a mild summer afternoon. So I'm kind of happy with that. So we're going to sell that. We're getting 22 per bottle. Now, here is the wine market. I'm sure there's going to be more of these as the game expands, but you do get... okay, so we got 600. So we'll give 200 to each of them. Like, you do get better distributor relations if, say, you sell more to one person than another, and they do well and sell... you know, they sell a lot, and you just start getting, see, our relations have gone up. Not 100% sure on what that means in the grand scheme of things. Good morning, Beckons. You jumped on my hand and scared me again. So, it is just coming out of winter again. Our plants are starting to ripen. We still have the Chardonnay in there. I'm pretty sure Chardonnay's white. I know so little about wine. So we're up, see, we're already up to 3... ripeness, because it fully depends on the relationship of how much foliage there is to the weather. So I think if there's heavy foliage, which is, you know, too much foliage as opposed to optimal foliage in the, we could see that's getting too ripe too quickly because of the weather. What would be good, the total yield is 0.4, so vine has stopped producing because it's been overexposed to the sun. What we'd really need is some rain so that we can get some foliage, because we have no foliage. I mean, we're up to 8. This is what we wanted. We wanted rain. So that should mean, if I remember correctly, even though it just rained over there, we should get some foliage. Kind of really hoping we get some foliage. We have light foliage now. So what we want is heavy foliage to less. This is what we want. Optimal foliage, this never changes in the month, but it's a little bit too ripe at the moment. So what we want it to do is to rain, and we want this to get to heavy foliage, which will mean that like there's little bits of leaves sticking out all over the place, and I'm sure you'll see it in just a second. But what will happen then is they'll get less ripe, and it'll get back into that 7 to 4 range, which is what we want, and we still can't grab it yet. So have we got it yet? So we've got heavy foliage now. Okay, so if we're going to watch it, we've gone from 8 to 7. We're 1 year old. Produced quite a lot. So we're down to 6 again. I'd kind of like to, you know what? We're going to trim it just a bit, because that should take it to optimal, and that means it won't change at all. It's perfectly in the thing. Don't know why you're not letting me get it yet. I guess because it's only August. So we always harvest in autumn. So we got 1 entire ton. We got +1 rating. We got 5 acidity, 6 sweetness, 5 tannins, 5 body. Really got to look up what tannin means. But there you go. So we're going to go crush that. And I mean, we've got $19,000 because our other wine has sold quite well. Let's... Okay, that's going to get it to 5. Okay, I just want to get it to 5. I feel that's about right. I can't believe how much money we're making. Let's have a look here. So, latest financial report. We spent a bit. See, we don't actually have any wine distributor sales yet, which is strange because we do appear to be making money if we look down here. And I kind of like this game. Music's nice. It's nice and calm. Nobody's trying to kill me. It's kind of making me really want to change jobs and go and grow grapes. It seems like you just get to chill for a bit. So we don't have to worry about that over the winter. Okay, now let's have a look. Now here's the thing. Pressed juice, acidity increases by 1. So if we get, because the tannins go down by 2, acidity goes down by 1. I'm going to do 10 pressed juice. I'm going to 10% pressed juice, that's it. And now we've got to think about this. I'm going to go to the barrel type now. Acidity is 6, our tannins are 5. So if we leave this for 2 months, so acidity goes down to 4, and tannins goes down to 5 and then 3, we can see what we get for that. Because, once again, I don't really know how this works. So we're coming into winter, and there's no foliage on there whatsoever. But, I mean, the graphics, they're cute. They're perfect, and I want to know what this does. I hate things that I can click on it, but it does nothing. So that's right, we were needing to actually pay attention to this. So at the moment we got 5, 5, 5, and 5. I'm going to let it go for 1 more month. What are we, November? In December we're going to... Yep, there we go. Give us something to do in winter. Oh, so we got the... I can't believe it's not butter again. Plus 10% to your wine's price. We've got 4, 5, 4, and 4. I feel that's pretty good. So let's bottle that. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be that. And we'll go cork. Total bottling cost is 2,160. I guess we didn't get to make as many bottles. Organized tasting. And we don't have any different options that we can make just yet, so we'll just grab the same ones. I want to keep El Scorchito with me forever. It's not quite as good. Perfect for a meal enjoyed al fresco on a mild summer afternoon. So the last one, I think we got 4 stars. Did we? Or did we get 3 stars for it as well? So let's sell. They've sold all of it. And see, they're willing to take more now. So 720. So we've got 250. 250. And let's pick someone that we're going to actually... Oh no, that'll be fine. So we'll sell all of those. We got distributor ratings of relations of 2 with everybody. We've got 16,000 funds. I'm really hanging out to get the next lot. This is an empty lot. We could re-roll it for 1,000. At least I think it says 1,000. Or we could buy... I'm kind of interested by clay. I really kind of want... I want sandy. How much is clay? That's 75. I'd really like some the sandy one. That would be cool. But I mean, I don't know how. There has to be a way to like borrow money or something. Because if you go here, the upgrade is $100,000, and you need to have 100 renown. We have 1 renown. Maybe we need to make a 5-star. A 5-star wine to get that up. You guys not going to start... Okay, you started selling our wine now. That's good. How much is that? That's 20,000. Oh, we could grow 2 different types. But we wouldn't have the money to... Even if we did buy it, we wouldn't have the money to actually plant it. Yes, make sure you think ahead, Josh. That's fine. So, we are on a ripeness. So, I guess the total yield... I wish there was a few more, like, kind of tooltips that came up. So, that's optimal. We need to trim that back. Because we don't want that to... Because optimal, nothing changes. Excuse me. I think you can have 33 tiles in total. So, could you imagine having to keep up with all the different... There has to be some kind of automation that you get to do. We should go up 1 ripeness, I think. Because it rained... Can you... I mean, we're not doing super well this one, but we're getting a pretty reasonable yield. I'm assuming that's a ton. Like, I'm just going to assume that's a ton. We've got 27,000, so maybe next time we could actually... There's so much money. That's clay. That's clay. Yeah, it's this. I want the sandy one next time, but... I mean... I wonder if the vines get better over age. Since they, you know, this tooltip hit... fungal rot, of course it is. Since it's adjacent to a lake, it enjoys immunity for the first 50 years. So, I mean, you know, wine isn't something that happens overnight. So what are we up to? We're up to 4. So we're in that 4 to 7 kind of batch. And we're getting July, August. So we're getting pretty close to the end. That should go up, though. Maybe it's better to let the vines grow over winter and get lots and lots and lots of foliage and keep it at optimal, and then in summer trim it back so that they ripen up. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be doing. There we go. We got 90 tons. They were exceptional. 5, 6, 5 and 5. Still don't know if tannins are good or not. We have to get... I mean, we're about 22 minutes and I'd love to get a 5-star wine. Because I did get one when I was practicing. Yep, let's leave it to ferment for 2 months. Let's do that. Now, we are getting a little bit more money. Soon we should be able to have... I think what we're going to have to get this one, though. We're going to have to just buy another loam. And we'll do the other type. Because this is... Can you stop that? Because this is Chardonnay. And we could grow the Cabernet Sauvignon on that one, I think. I think that should be the best way to go. See, this is what I feel like it would be nice. You know, you work really hard for a little bit, you go out and trim your vines and stuff, and then it's, you know, it's waiting for things to ferment. I like that idea of being forced to kind of sit back and relax. Alright. I'm going to do that. 20% pressed, still 100% confused by what that actually does. So we'll check back on that in a little bit. We're down to 24,000, which we're going to have to pay to bottle our bottles of wine again. Oh, I don't know if I changed the name of my wines. Latest financial report. Wine distributor sales 17,424. I'm assuming that's dollars. It's kind of sad that there's no record of bottles of wine that we've made or anything like that. That would be kind of cool to have like a list of all the different ones that you've had, and to watch yourself getting better. I'm sure that'll be something that's in the later game, but or it's something I just haven't worked out I can click on it or not. Oh wait, I was supposed to be checking. I'm gonna bottle it. It's a that. Oh, see, yeah, it didn't change it. That's fine. We'll do that. And what am I doing? Nope. And we go to bottles. Organized tasting. Is there anybody new yet? Nope. We will stick with the same 3 guys. I guess we need to get a higher. So we got 3 again. We only managed to make 300 that time. I guess you make more with you make more by pressing it with... I get it. I get it. I'm not stupid. I get there in the end. I do. I get there in the end. We can't grow... I mean, we could buy it, but with... I wish there was a button where we could go click borrow some money or something like that, but... I don't have the guts to buy a second one and hope that we have enough to actually bottle it, because I think so. Yeah, we're going to try that this time. This is optimal foliage. Let's see if this makes the yield go up. We're gonna see how this works. All right, we're on optimal. We got cloudy weather. It's not ripe at all. The yield is going up though, and we're going to heavy foliage. We're going to take it down to optimal, because we want it to be on optimal. No, optimal. Go away. We want on optimal until summer. And then we're just going to trim it all the way back. This is an experiment to see what happens. What do you want? I don't want you on heavy. I want you on optimal. So we're still in spring, May, June. We're probably going to be coming into summer right now, aren't we? Alright, summer. Duk, 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 duk. We are down to light foliage. Now it's all about keeping this light foliage, and I'm pretty sure if you've got light foliage and it's sunny, they ripen 2 at a time. Pretty sure. So we're going to hopefully see that, because we've seen nothing so far. So we're on 1. Yes, I know it's time for me to get it. We only went up 1. Ooh. But it is sunny and clear. And it's suffering from fungal rot. Of course it is. So we're up to 3. So the yield's gone. How do you stop this fungal rot? Is that because I haven't been letting the foliage grow properly? I don't know. We're going to have to... We got it to 4. Alright, we're going to have a very different... So 4, 5, 4 and 4. We got 8.8 tons. And we're getting towards the end of the episode, but I reckon we can probably get through this next little bit. We are up to $28,606.40, which is excellent. Less than a month. We're going to do this 50-50, and that's a test more than anything else. We're going to chuck it in that. Now we need to get that acidity down, so I think we're going to go... I wonder if there's a button for this, but we're going to go faster, and we'll check the October, November, December. We'll check it in December, and then we'll see how things go in December, because it would be awesome to be able to buy some more grapes. But we haven't bottled this lot yet, so I'm not silly enough to think that that's going to be fine. Let's have a look. We're in December. Oh. Yeah, man, I'm okay with that. And we'll go there. Cork. Yep. Cool. Organize the tasting now. I'm intrigued by this because I don't think this is going to be as good. What? This wine is delectable. Perfect from first sip to final swig. Done. Sell. I got 480, so what? Oh. 150. 150. And you are going to be my friend, Manhattan Sellers. Sell. And so they're going to sell them. I think that means our renown will have gone up. And we'll probably be in a pretty good place in the next episode to start buying some more different types. And going from there, we've made our very, 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 very first 5-star bottle. Pretty stoked. So anyway, guys, this is Terroir. Let me know what you think. But I really dig it, and I think it'd be a nice, cool little series to do and to see where we can go from there. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Any hints or questions or suggestions or whatsoever, please do leave them down below in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you guys next time.